I'm looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who's been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone
Zeuge.
told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
So. Fragen wir nach seinem Geschäft.
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Dann läuft's doch gut.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop, I tell you. And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. People are still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Oh, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
So, man kann den Malicor also nicht irgendwie übertragen bekommen, angesteckt, sondern der verbreitet sich auf eine andere Art. Fragen wir ihn über die Insel.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Tirfredi.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man-trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there. Last night, some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
Bitte, die haben ein Monster hier in den Hafen gebracht? Ich hoffe nicht. Ich hoffe, das war ein betrunkener Witz. Ansonsten werden wir noch sicher gegen das kämpfen müssen. Also will ich mir gar nicht ausmalen.
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out.
Ja,
My
klar.
tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age. Hair down to his neck, light brown, blue eyes. Quite the talker.
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'll be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
Ja gut, sehen wir uns das
That's
zuerst mal
not a
an.
small sum. I need to think about my options.
Oh, the father has forgotten to give his son his allowance, it would seem.
Wie bitte?
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Ja, dann reparieren wir doch zuerst das Zeug hier, ne?
The furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely violent.
It looks as if it's fixable. I've seen worse. We'll need to build some metal dowels, but once done, we can make them like new.
Okay, dann bauen wir doch Metalldübel. Oh. Hier, genau hier werden wir das tun. Metalldübel. Ah, wunderbar. Können wir doch machen. Wir haben ja schon 2 und wie viele brauchen wir? 4? Waren es 4? Ich mach mal 2. Ich glaube, es sollten 4 gewesen sein. Gehen wir mal zurück. Ja, tatsächlich. 4. Repariere den Schaden, den Konstantin verursacht hat. Dieser Saufbold. Dieser Saufbold. Unglaublich.
And there you have it. You'd never guess they were once broken.
Wunderbar. Dann können wir dem ja auch gleich sagen, dass wir das Zeug repariert
Well
haben.
then, were you able to repair it all?
Yes, just like new. Or nearly.
That does indeed look like fine work. You know what you're doing.
I would hope. Can you tell me where I can find my cousin now?
Your cousin is either a very bad joker or a right good fool. He went and insulted a band of ruffians from the lower boroughs. Dangerous fellows. They've a storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and profitable. But you didn't hear that from me. In
No.
any case, if you were set on recovering your cousin, I would hurry if I were you. They're not the tender sorts.
Thank you for the information.
Off with ya. Get him out of whatever mess he's got himself into. Seemed like a courageous fellow. Who could down his pint. Anything else?
Gut.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Das haben wir ja schon gewusst, dass der irgendwo eingesperrt wurde von irgendwelchen bösen Typen. Aber wir sehen uns jetzt erstmal hier diesen Stammgast an, der uns über den verschwundenen Schiffsjungen etwas sagen will.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No. Have no fear about that.
Warum sagst du
It's
nicht
for
ja?
a different reason that I am here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Okay.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, sir. You are in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Theleme embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
Ja, das ist eine gute Frage, Kurt. Warum haben die den... Ups, Entschuldigung. Warum haben die den mitgenommen? Einfach so verschleppt. Finde den Entführer und stelle ihn zur Rede. Sir Fontaine. Ja, dann sehen wir uns doch mal an, was der zu sagen hat. Vielleicht hat er ja gute Gründe, den mitzunehmen. Ach nee, hier geht's nicht lang. Wir müssten wahrscheinlich hier durch. Hier, ach, das war der Händler, den wir zusammengeschlagen haben. Und das mit der Steuerung, wenn man auf einmal die Richtung irgendwie wechselt, ist ein bisschen eigenartig. Manchmal. Ah, hier ist die Botschaft von Theleme und das heißt, der muss hier irgendwo sein. Das hier sieht doch sicher nach etwas aus, was ein paar Kistchen birgt. Tatsächlich, aber die hatten wir anscheinend schon mitgenommen. Sind diese weißen Kreuze oder was das sein soll irgendwie ein Zeichen dafür, dass hier ein Banditenversteck ist oder sowas? Kann man sich mal merken. So, gehen wir mal hier rein.
Might I help you, sir?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Natürlich. Oh ja, die sehen aus wie Leute hohen Ranges, sagen wir mal so. Aus der Fontaine-Familie. Meine Dame, ich mache mal ein kurzes Zwischenspeichern. Wir wissen ja nicht, vielleicht könnte sie auf uns losgehen. Sieht ja recht gefährlich aus.
I know you.
Oh,
I've seen you at court. You are Lord de Sardet. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We're looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
okay.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses
Yeah.
are all in agreement, and it's their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
Ja, das glaube ich sofort.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact. It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Ich glaube, es wäre am besten, wenn wir Vasco darüber befragen. Also, zurück zu Vasco, oder? Erfahre mehr über die Verträge der Nauten. Lass mal sehen. Oh, hier ging es nicht weiter. Ich habe so das Gefühl, dass ich immer, wenn ich irgendwo losrenne, direkt erst in eine Sackgasse laufe, bevor ich dann den richtigen Weg finde. Das ist so eine Spezialität von mir. Immer zuerst in die falsche Richtung. So, wo ist Vasco? Nicht hier. Wir müssen... Ja, hier lang. Also, Vasco, sag mal.
Sir, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
Naja, da
I
können wir
spoke
ja...
with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than